Hey everyone, this is going to be a special video where I'll be talking about a bunch of issues I have with the game and some suggestions on how to improve it. So let me start by saying I'm not quitting, I'm not cancelling any projects, and if anyone asks for help, I will help them. I don't have a problem with that. So let me start with my issues. My mood with the game, why I'm not uploading as much. So at the moment I'm pretty busy with school and I've got exams coming really soon, some school projects to do, and I don't have much time to play. But I'm also not enjoying TRIA at the moment, so I'll get to that. What I don't enjoy. I don't enjoy wasting time, but I'll get to that later. I also don't enjoy playing alone because let's be real, TRIA is a single player game that has multiplayer in it. To get the best experience out of TRIA, you have to beat pretty much all the maps in the game. And to do that, I need to waste a lot of hours grinding alone in a private server. But I want to play with friends. I like playing with friends. I like talking, interacting, all of that. It's fair. And TRIA doesn't offer multiplayer features to really enjoy playing with other people. And that's my main issue. There is no real reward in playing with other people. And also I don't enjoy when the bugs of the game kill me, or when map creators aren't polishing their maps properly. And I die unfairly, not by myself. And this is really frustrating. I think we can agree with that. Now, what do I mean by wasting time? So, during multiplayer with Divine Plus servers, I want to join my friends, and all of my friends are very skilled at the game. So they usually play in servers filled with Divine Plus maps. This means that in order to get the best experience, you have to beat these maps before. And if you don't know how to play these maps, you can't enjoy them, obviously. Let's look at an example. Here I am with Epic, and we loaded a bunch of random maps. Random Divine Plus maps. Aldera of Fear is a map I haven't played before. So, as you will see, I will die in the first 5 to 10 seconds. I can't do anything about it, because I haven't played it before, I haven't grinded it. And people will say play as Ghost, play as a Ghost mode. But even if I do that, this doesn't really help fix the problem, because the lava catches up to me and right now I'm not playing. I'm not doing anything. That's a big issue, I feel like. This issue doesn't exist in easier maps because easier maps are very lenient and very sight readable. But on Divine Plus maps, the Ghost mode is practically unusable. We will see now on Rigor that the lava is rising faster than I can swim, and when I teleport to Epic, I can't even land on the platforms. And even if I do, I don't have time to react and do the gameplay. The lava instantly catches up to me. So I'm not playing, I'm wasting time, I'm spectating Epic up close. And this is a reason why I play in beginner servers mostly, because in beginner servers I will not die. The maps are too easy for me, obviously. And Insane provides me with enough difficulty and leniency to enjoy the maps. Easy and normal are too easy, let's be real, and they get boring pretty fast. But Insane has that good balance, I feel like. Also, I know Ethan is working on a new set of practice tools, and because of that, I kind of don't want to grind maps Because why waste 5 hours grinding a map currently when I can wait until Ethan releases the new practice tools and I'll be able to beat the map in 3 hours, for example. And this isn't the only thing. The developers are also adding new features that make sight reading and learning maps easier. So this also plays a role in the time I consume to grind a map. That's about it, I feel like. Let's move on. Updates feeling incomplete. Many sub-features which should have existed in the first place come later. This is a big deal because a good feature like the modifiers feel lackluster. What I mean by that is modifiers should have been released with a feature that would allow them to load in maps with a random chance. Let's say 20% chance for mbot to activate the next round. Because at the moment, nobody wants to load modifiers manually. They want to be a random chance. I don't know how to explain this better, but I think you get my point. So basically, the sub features would help a lot by completing an update. And they can also do much more towards the update calls. Recently, they published 1.5, which was supposed to help with learning maps easier, with sight reading. But they could have done way more towards it. Right now, they only added orb indicators and control indicators. How do you call that? Anyway, this isn't enough, obviously. They can do way more than this. And I have suggested a bunch of ways that for some reason they didn't implement this update. I'm sure they will later on, but I think it's better if you held off the update to implement those features and then release it, so the updates are more complete. Now let's move on. Some stuff about map makers and developers. About map makers, I particularly do not like the lack of care towards their maps. Where is my problem with that? So let's take an example. Ascension to Heaven. Diamond, I appreciate you, I respect you, but Ascension to Heaven has a lot of bugs in it that you for some reason refuse to fix, and I do not understand why. If you are lazy, it's okay, you don't have to rush it. You can fix them whatever time you want. But at least fix them. You give everyone a better gameplay experience, and you also help the game by that and yourself. You help the game by allowing more people to enjoy your map, so they play more of it, and you help yourself by getting more recognition from that, more respect, more everything. And I also need to talk about Death Corridor because, Alex, you failed your objective so miserably. I don't understand how you managed it. Your objective was to make Death Corridor the worst TRIA map in the game. But why did you give it 10 out of 10 deco, balance the gameplay, and it even is enjoyable to a couple of people? This is not how you make a bad map. Stone Tower is way worse than Death Corridor. And since you failed your objective, fix it now. Fix the map, make it a proper good map. There's no reason to keep it as it is. You failed, so might as well fix what is left about it. Save it. And I also need to say something else. I've noticed a lot of map creators are remaking their maps really quickly. I'm not talking about the people who are remaking old projects from many years ago. I'm talking about those who are remaking maps 4 months after they're released, a year at max. And I don't understand why so soon. You don't get the experience so soon to improve on it. You are just remaking it for the sake of gaining some traction. It doesn't really improve it. And an example of this is Exile. Exile version 1 was a shit map. You knew it was shit, you knew it would fail, yet you released it as it is. Why did you release it? You knew it was bad. You could have saved it during testing phase and made it an actual good map. You wanted it to be top 1, okay, but you should have worked more on it. And Exile V2 improved the gameplay, but it still had all the issues. It still was buggy, it still was annoying, it still was unfair, unbalanced. You didn't really improve it. The decoration was better, okay, but that's about it. The gameplay didn't improve as much until I fixed it. And yeah, I think it's much better to gain more experience before you remake a map. You do not learn so fast. You will repeat the same mistakes if you decide to do that so quickly. And one more thing, if you guys don't want to fix your maps, you can always ask other people to help you. It's okay, you don't have to be afraid to ask others for help. We will help you, we want to succeed, we want the game to grow, that's all. Developers seemingly worried to try something new / unique, like the modifiers, or fix annoying bugs straight away. I've noticed with developers, they kinda refuse to try some features that sound like they would benefit the game. They find a petty reason to say it lightly. I think this is a huge mistake. And you should always be trying something new, because even if it doesn't work, you can easily revert it. It's not like you lose anything. And you never know if something will work. And like the modifiers definitely changes how maps play, but we don't get something similar like them very often. So please try something different. We need some change to the game in order to make it grow. If we follow steps, we are getting limited. Now, as for the bugs, there have been many gameplay bugs since 1.0 and even before it that are still in the game. The devs are fully aware of them and they don't fix them for some reason. And that really annoys me, because like I said, I don't want and nobody wants to be dying out of their hand. It's not fair or enjoyable to anybody who dies because they jumped higher than intended due to the air dive slide bug. So please do your best and fix them. And developers have no priorities. What I mean by that? Like, I know you guys are busy. You are busy with creating your own maps, the updates, other side projects of yours, stuff in real life, all of that. But you are also dealing with the awards and the verification system, which those are halted at the moment. In about 6 months ago, or maybe more, competition 5 ended with a bunch of maps waiting for the results and the rewards. And to this day, they still haven't finished with the results of the maps. And I don't understand why you delayed so much. Just finish with it so you can get back to whatever you're doing. And if you finished it, the other map creators who worked on these maps with limited time, they can go back and improve on them and make them better for everyone. Just get priorities. If you are struggling so much with to keep up with everything, it's okay to ask the community for help. We will help you. We want the game to grow, that's all. Hey, lenses for the future here. I just quickly want to re-record the death of a beloved game, Flood Escape, to rant, the point you've all been waiting for, because I realized I could have added more stuff towards it, and that's what I'm going to do right now. So let's get started. Ignoring suggestions. Crazy Blocks, about a year ago, personally contacted me on Discord to ask for feedback from the game. And I reported every bug I knew at the time, and to his credit, he fixed them. So good job on him. But I also proposed a couple of suggestions in which they would greatly benefit the game, I feel like. So let's look at them. A new game mode named Speedrun. Basically a permanent speed up event on every round, while also being able to use other events. I was having a lot of fun whenever speed up event was occurring, but I was also seeing many people being frustrated when it occurred on a map they wanted to beat, specifically Desert Ruins when it still existed. A game mode for casuals and skilled players. Doesn't hurt, does it? Intensity revamp. It's no stranger that increasing the intensity as you climb up the difficulties is near impossible without boosts, and even in lower difficulties from normal servers, it becomes quite annoying to maintain difficulty before the intensity resets. So my suggestion is to make it dependent on the percentage of survivors. 0 to 29% difficulty drops by 1, 30 to 59% difficulty stays the same, 60+% difficulty rises by 1. Boosting will now reduce the percentage of survivors required to increase the difficulty by 10%. This is pretty much the old system, but modernized. This makes the game less pay to win and more catered towards players who successfully win maps. It makes it more rewarding because you, as a survivor, place a much bigger impact towards the outcome of the difficulty, and boosting will still be pretty valuable. It will also become more time efficient on getting towards a map you want to play on a private server, I guess. Randomized map voting. Very simple. Instead of each map being in a queue, they will appear randomly to vote for free, and you won't need to wait hours to play a specific map. This is still an issue to this day, by the way. And maps that were played will be on a 2 to 3 round cooldown and won't appear in the map voting panel. This also means you can make all community maps appear at any time instead of being behind their own queue. Yeah, this is great to fix something which is wasting a lot of time, and there is no drawback to this. If you want to play a specific map, you just vote it. If it appears, of course. Yeah, people may not vote for it still, but you don't know that, and you can change the outcome by spending coins anyway. And it's much better than having to wait 7 or 8 rounds more than normally. And I also got one more. Practice tool improvements. We all know what I'm about to say, but basically TLDR, practice tools should be enabled to everybody, and they can be more efficient by adding whatever I wrote over here. Crazy Blocks responded, I most definitely have something that will address the fourth point in a future update. It's on the list. So, out of all these suggestions that I believe would greatly improve the gameplay experience of everybody, let's see which suggestions did Crazy Blocks take and implement. And that's it. That's all. This is all he took off of my suggestions. Oh man, this guy. This basically confirms to me he does not want to improve the game. He wants to keep the game as it is to maximize profits, which I'll get to later. We all know at the moment Crazy Blocks is no longer in charge, but the new developers also do not seem to care about the game. In fact, they are actually making it even worse and even stupider decisions, I'd argue. So let's get into it. Disrespecting map creators, skilled players, and casuals. So the new developers randomly one day they decided, let's remove credits from community maps in the main game. This to me is an absolute dick move. They are fucking stupid for doing this. And it confirms they don't give a flying fuck about you. Why do you even care for them? These guys want only money out of you and nothing else. They don't care how you feel. They don't care if you are enjoying. They only want money out of you. And map creators are basically the heart of Flood Escape. They are what keep the game alive. They make content for everyone. They make a project that people want to enjoy. And they put time and effort for it. And this is how you repay them. You give them the middle finger and you treat them like they are some workers cleaning up shit in the streets. This is what they mean to you, right? Right. Now, skilled players and casuals. I will combine both of these because all updates affect us. So physics fucked us pretty much. Fucked us beyond repair. Practice tool removal fucked both of us. We waste too much time trying to learn a map. We cannot be confident because the physics are pretty messed up. The gameplay sometimes is buggy because of them. The maps cannot be as polished because physics make up everything. And as for casuals just want to get a badge. They want to get a badge. They want to do something different than just playing the same maps. And they had chill servers and chaos servers, both of which got removed, and IMO killed the game for me. Chill servers were great for learning the game, playing for the new highlights. They were also great for breaking some rules because you could swim in lava. You had more oxygen, you could swim in lava, skip parts of maps you normally wouldn't be able to. It was fun to mess around. And chaos servers were great for playing high difficulty maps because they constantly boosted it there. And playing with 50 people, spamming the chat, watching most of them fail the first jump was really fun. They had no reason to remove it. Crazy Blocks woke up one day and said, let's remove it. And you may have noticed the new devs do not even bother trying to improve upon this because they follow the steps of Crazy Blocks and they want profits. They don't want you to have a great time. So let's get into it. Profits over quality. Why do you think maps take forever to play or beat? Why do you have to waste so many hours playing a specific map you want? So many gems boosting to a specific difficulty? So many hours trying to even learn a map, let alone beat it? Because playtime equals money. And there is no reason for them to change it if they keep profiting from it. And yeah, that's all it means. The developers want money out of you. They don't want you to have a good time. They would rather fuck everyone if it means making more money. They added the flood pass, and on the same update they also removed hitboxes from arms towards the buttons. Another horrible change that nobody asked for. Because of the new run animations they did that. I don't know. Nor do I care. And I know some people, someone I don't know, will say they made luminance appear in the map voting pool every round now. They made it less time consuming to play a map. They fixed the problem. They fixed the game. They are great developers. They are doing everything they can to improve the gameplay experience. I love them. I want them to continue making the game great. But seriously, this is what they did. They did that change I called it a day. They did not fix boosting being required to even get to play the map and people having to vote for it. You still waste hours trying to get to the map you want. And this also doesn't even impact the lower difficulties. It only impacts Crazy Plus. So nothing changed. Anyway, moving on. Mocking everyone who dares to talk against the game. I'm not gonna be excluded from this, I can tell. They will definitely go on Crazy Block's game server and mock me for making this video. I personally do not give a fuck. Your comments are entertainment to me. Say whatever you want. You will only be making my day better. So moving on. The moderators and people in this server always love mocking everyone who dares to talk against the game. And the moderators especially, this makes them look so unprofessional. TRIA moderators, they can dislike something, but they won't talk against it. And they will even shut down someone talking against it. We won't go out of our way to flame someone from FE2 because he made a bad comment about TRIA. We don't care about it. And let's look at an example. Do you remember this post? This post from S Diamond ranting about luminance and the favoritism towards a certain few friends the moderators have. I marked this because people love using this line over here to mock Diamond because you can't rate something if you haven't tried it. Guys, this is S Diamond. This is like one of the most experienced people in the Flood Escape genre. He has made 10 or more maps that are much better than Luminance and he knows what he's talking about. He has the experience to criticize it. And some of you don't even get his point. You just make random comments because he talked against the game. Someone even said, I want to see him make a better map than Luminance. But every time I think of this comment, I just laugh. It's so hilarious. But this is basically the Flood Escape 2 community, including the moderators. You constantly flame someone who talks against your little silly game. And that's all you guys are known for nowadays. So good job to you. And let me say something. I don't mind if you play Flood Escape 2. It's your body, you can do whatever you want, play whatever you want. It's your choice. Just know that the developers are ungrateful of you playing their game and they only want the money out of you. Nothing more, nothing less. That's all I wanted to say. Let's go back to the main video. Back to point 5. So let's go back to TRIA. What can improve? Get the community to help you control outside sources, the difficulty list, the verification, the awards, etc. So, like I said before, the developers have a lot of stuff to worry about. And they are probably overwhelmed by all the stuff they have to focus on. So I think it's okay if they take some members from the community to work on side projects, such as this. The difficulty list has been dead before even 1.0, and we should revive it because if we revive outside sources, it makes the game more known. It will probably help make it more popular as well. So that would be nice. Also, enable voice chat already. The most upvoted suggestion is to enable voice chat. And seriously, why do you not enable it? It's just a flick of a switch. Do it already, please. try adding or changing something you may think won't be good. It might work. Like I said before, the game needs to change. And an evolving game is what keeps it fresh and, good. People love change. They play games because they evolve. So do drastic changes once in a while, or more often if you can, because you think it might not work, but if it works, you win. You straight up win. And if it doesn't work, you revert it. Simple as that. A guide for the features the game presents. Since you don't want a tutorial in the game, you might as well add a guide in which you have to read what each feature does. It plays a video probably as well, showcasing it. I think it will work. Why not? Making the game more in-depth, more gameplay features and usage of keybinds. I don't know what more gameplay features you can add, that's up to you. But the usage of keybinds can be very interesting. What if we could add a keybind on every single setting TRIA has? For example, when I want to make every player visible, I do that so I can sight read a map easier, because I will follow players who know where to go and I will win like this. But to do that, I need to find the correct setting, I need to scroll, find it, and then change it to visible. What if I bind it to a random letter I would never use, like J? Now, every time I press J, the players become visible and invisible. When I want to learn a map, I'll make them visible. And when I know a map already and need to focus without distractions, I'll make them invisible. Just with a press of the button instead of cycling through the settings. That would be really cool, I feel like. Now, different sound effects and visual indicators for hidden mechanics will help you understand which zipline allows you to lean/jump and which wallrun has momentum. Also brand new sound effects for orbs and pivot orbs, because the click sound ain't it. So, as for the orbs part, maybe it should have a unique sound effect, not the same as the wall jumps. Like, make it some plasma cannon effect, like shoo, 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 something like that. And as for the different sound effects on everything and visual indicators, I think Liquid Breakout has an indicator on how long a zipline takes to take you from point A to point B. We can add something similar to that, in which there is an icon that shows if you can lean or jump out of a zipline. And for different sound effects, you can make it more crispy on wall runs to understand if it's a momentum wall run. And if you add sound effects on ziplines, the default one will be without lean or jump. It will be more crispy, it has leaning, and it will be more bassy if it has jump. If it has both, you can make a mix of both. Something like that. It will make it more distinct, and players with proper knowledge will understand. This will be pretty interesting, I feel like. Now, practice tools for Ghost Mode. This was a suggestion I saw in the suggestions thread for TRIA, in which I really like, actually. Like I told you, I can't really play maps during Divine Plus. They are pretty difficult, the lava is too fast, I can't learn the map like this, I'm not playing. So, adding something like the Fallen panel, which disables fluids only for you, will be very helpful, and having a no clip to get on a platform would be nice as well. Remove non-front face only. Serves no purpose other than causing unfair deaths Pretty straightforward. Non-front face only causes stupid deaths and very annoying ones at that. So it doesn't serve a purpose. It needs to go. A modifier to activate all skills, like bullets but without them. This will be fun on maps that have the abilities disabled, like Monocrex. It would be fun to play around with air dive on it, because some of them have overjumps, which kinda ruin the flow when you have to pause mid-air. More teamwork features and communication. As for communication, we have voice chat to add, and we can add something else, like when you beat a verified map, you gain access to an ability which is basically an emote that makes the player shout, "Over here, follow me, this way," something like that. And more teamwork features, you can do something wild with that. Like I said, try something, it might be good. And if people want to play the map as intended, you can do that alone in a private server. But this could also be a modifier as well, being able to break maps, like activating collisions, a modifier that activates collisions. You can boost each other up. If you don't know what boosting is, it's basically jumping on top of someone who helps you jump above some platforms you normally can't reach. That would be pretty fun to experiment. Rivalries with friends. So imagine joining your friend, and if you click on their profile on the player list, you can ask to become a rival. If he accepts, now every time you load into a map, you are basically competing against each other. Who will press more buttons and who will finish first. Yeah, this is nice, I feel like. Something to help you enjoy the game with friends. Improve or rework existing features. Swimming, air dive, long linear slide. I know it's deprecated, but it can still be reworked, etc. As for swimming, I have suggested to change the physics into something more snappy. You can make them be like in arcade games where there are no actual physics. You just instantly go from 0 to 100 speed. Like zero acceleration, instant top speed. Air dive can also be improved by making it send you immediately down to the ground. Not like a teleport, just cancel all upwards momentum instantly. And you can also expand on it by making it able to, cancel some abilities like orbs and wall jumps. If you air dive while attached to them, you can cancel out of them. Could be great to mess around in maps and see how some TRIA creators could make something with it. And as for non-linear slide, they can rework it into a dash. I've told them a billion times. I think a dash ability would be really fun. It would help with the walking issue. It will make the game more in-depth. Something anyway. It's a waste of feature, you might as well improve on it. Verification should work through the game, not through Discord. I believe this is already planned, but I'm saying this here anyway. Discord is limited on a couple of people. Maybe someone wants to make a map, but they can't join through Discord because they do not meet the age requirement or they are banned. So yeah, make it work through the game. I believe Griffy is adding verification servers sometime soon. So yeah, like I said, this is probably planned already. And add a testing environment. What I mean by that? Basically, when you make an unverified server, you can make an additional option that allows you to play in a beta testing environment, or whatever you want to call it. In this environment, it will be random players testing out your upcoming features. They will be buggy at first, they can find out about the bugs so you can squash them, and they can give you feedback on how they can be improved further. This will help in speeding up updates, and they will allow you to add more stuff or change something really wild and get the opinion of other players before you release it publicly. What update could you make that would be really wild? Well, you could make the air physics have less drag, like vanilla R6 physics. Like swimming, if you swim with very high speed, you basically take forever to slow down. That's because of Earth's physics. And you might have noticed when you do wraparounds, you have to do them with a certain angle. You cannot do them normally like Ito or other normal R6 physics games because the air drag is different. You can change that. Yes, it will break maps, so that's why it would be inside the testing environment. But that's why it's there. It's to test out how it would work. And you can decide if you should release it, improve upon it, or scrap it. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Thanks for sticking out with my talk. And you probably understood how dyslexic I am. This was unscripted, obviously. I wanted to do a normal talk. And yeah, when I get the time, I will continue working on other projects. So don't worry about it. Thank you for listening and have a great day.